What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the comics show on the Uncanny Fans YouTube page. So today, I wanted to talk about Avengers Vs X Men. It is a crossover event in 2012, a little bit after the Avengers movie came out, and maybe the fact that the Avengers movie did so well is the reason why this crossover was so unbelievably biased. Possibly. Also, the Marvel didn't own the film rights to the X Men, and this was during the time when Marvel did everything they could to destroy the series. Everything they could. So the premise of it. Let's just get into it, right? The premises of it. Let's just get into what it's about. The premise of it was that the Phoenix Force was coming back to Earth, and it was going to inhabit Hope this time. Hope Summers. Cable's adopted daughter. The first mutant born after decimation. And which makes her Cyclops' granddaughter, by the by. Now, where the X-Men are at in this point in time is there are two camps. There's Utopia, a sovereign nation that is run by Cyclops, and Magneto and Xavier are both on the island underneath Cyclops' rule. Basically, Cyclops did what neither one of them could do. Then there is the Jean Grey Academy for Higher Learning run by Wolverine and Storm. So the X-Men are in two camps. The Avengers find out about the Phoenix Force coming, and they decide they have to put a stop to it. That they just can't let this happen. That doom and gloom will come to society if the Phoenix Force comes to Earth. That it will destroy everything. So they get in a helicarrier. They get all the Avengers together. Shit ton of them. Get in a helicarrier. Go to Utopia. Captain America gets off while everyone else is just standing there in a fighting pose. And Captain America talks to Cyclops and says, this isn't verbatim, but this is essentially what he says. We want to take your granddaughter, put her in a bunker underground so that the Phoenix Force can't come. When we're sure she can't become the Phoenix, we'll let her go. Now, what country, not just now, but any country in the history of mankind, would let a foreign country come, say, give us the president's granddaughter to lock in an underground bunker, and that would just be okay? Name where that would be acceptable. The fact that Captain America thought this was even a conversation that he could have was insane. And this was the start of Captain America went on this weird trajectory where he just became really anti-mutant. I mean, read Uncanny Avengers. It was all about Captain America looking down on mutants and treating them like shit. Captain America is a bigot towards mutants. Clear as day. Cannot change my mind on that. So, Cyclops hit him straight. Oh, and the Avengers and the X-Men, they got into a fight about it. It started a war between these two groups. And Cyclops, he sent out a letter, and I'll post it, but basically, we warned you, if you attack us, we'll fuck shit up. We'll destroy an entire city. We'll make your lives hell. And then he said, be thankful we're liars. And remember, whatever happens next, we didn't start this shit. You did. Because they just went there and attacked him and demanded his granddaughter. It's insane that the Avengers thought they had the audacity to do that. And so the Avengers put a stop to, and you also start to see what mutants are good and what mutants were sellouts. Beast and Wolverine, complete Uncle Toms, complete sellouts. So much so, but my favorite part about all this is everyone wants to talk about Wolverine like he's a badass. Captain America threw him out of a plane because he didn't trust him, and Wolverine was still on Captain America's side. I'm like, yeah, well, he had a reason not to trust me. What? Are you out of your fucking mind? So, they stopped the Phoenix Force from going into Hope, and it ends up going into 5 other mutants instead. Cyclops, Emma Frost, Colossus, his sister Magic, and Namor. And they become the Phoenix Five. And the Avengers like, oh shit, what do we do? But the X-Men don't do anything bad. In fact, they start helping people. They get rid of droughts. They start bringing crime down. They get rid of poverty. Like all the things that would make the world a better place, they start doing on their own. No one forcing them, no one asking them to. They're literally saving the planet. Meanwhile, the Avengers are getting in secret bunkers crying about it, saying that they have to stop the X-Men, that they're going too far. Until Reed Richards goes, you guys are insane. If it was anyone but the X-Men doing this, you would be cheering them on and supporting them. You're literally acting like the supervillains now. It's like, thank you, Reed Richards. Reed Richards is a good man. So much, and the Avengers really were the supervillains in this. Yet, it's just insane. They put Sentinels outside the Jean Grey School. Now, the Jean Grey School was run by Wolverine and Storm, like I said. And they were, by and large, they wanted to remain neutral in it. They didn't really want to get involved. Some of them left to go fight with Cyclops and them, but a lot of them didn't want to get involved. And Wolverine was helping the Avengers, as was Beast. And yet they put Sentinels to lock the students in the school. But the Avengers are the good guys. And you could tell when writing it that some of the writers liked the X-Men, but that there was clearly a mandate for the Avengers to be seen as the good guys. Because the story was so skewed towards the Avengers being the good guys. But everything they were doing was wrong and evil. Everything. Oh my god. So, dude, okay. So they started to fight the Phoenix Five. And every time they would defeat a member of the Phoenix Five, the Phoenix Force that they had would go to the remaining members and make them more powerful. But remember, the Phoenix is a crazy entity, and it is unlimited power, and it's hard to contain. Having 5 of them is probably why they managed to basically stay who they were. But you could tell as they got more and more of the Phoenix in all of them, they started to all go a little loopy. Namor went to war with Black Panther and is the only person in history to defeat Wakanda. He destroyed Wakanda, wiped it off the map. Which is why Black Panther 2, a Namor villain, would be kind of cool. But eventually it came down to... So then Hope, wanting to put a stop to this, tired of all the fighting and the suppression of mutants because the Avengers were being horrible people, she went over to the Avengers just to put a stop to it. And her and Scarlet Witch... Let's take a break to talk about Scarlet Witch. This is all you need to know about how fucked up the Avengers are. Scarlet Witch destroys the Avengers. The X-Men say, hey, Wanda's a mutant, we'll take care of her, we'll handle it, you know. Basically, the X-Men said, we don't know if we trust you guys to take care of this. The Avengers said, we don't care if she's one of your people. Because she went to Magneto, her dad Magneto and brother Quicksilver. This was back when they were all family. I still count them as family. It'll change back. And asked them for help. So the X-Men agreed to protect them. The Avengers said, no, you don't get to give them asylum. She messed with us. She hurt us. We have a right to punish her. So the Avengers' thought process then was, whoever she hurt gets to decide her punishment. That leads to House of M. House of M leads to decimation. So whenever Scarlet Witch pops back up on the map again, the X-Men are like, we want to punish her. She hurt us. She damn near committed genocide against the mutant people. The Avengers, oh no. She's an Avenger. She's under our protection. So the X-Men can't do that, but the Avengers can. The hypocrisy of these people is just insane. The double-ass standard between the Avengers and the X-Men is just ludicrous. The Avengers think they're gods. They can do whatever the fuck they want, and everybody else just has to fall in line. It's insane. I don't understand how anyone sits there and sides with the Avengers, thinks the Avengers are good guys, because they're not. They're fascist assholes. Anyways, so Cyclops needs to stop. So Hope and Scarlet Witch train with the Iron Fist, because now all of a sudden it's been retconned that the Iron Fist is the immortal enemy of the Phoenix Force. So they figure out how to get the Phoenix away from the Phoenix Five, or what's left of them, and get it in a hole. So now they just have to do it. Things start going against the Phoenix Five. Cyclops knocks Emma ass out and gets all of the Phoenix for himself, and he's trying to stop them. Charles Xavier tries to talk him down, and Cyclops snaps and kills him. Now, this is an important thing about double standards in the Marvel comics. I don't know if it's right in inconsistency. If you take it into a real world aspect, it's just they were trying to demonize Cyclops. They wanted Cyclops to become the new Magneto, and they did everything they could to make it happen. If you look in universe, it's just all these characters are shitty people. Because the way they all reacted to Cyclops killing Xavier was it was the worst thing ever happened. Meanwhile, most of them were shit to Xavier. But take out that aside. He was the Phoenix. By this point, he was the Dark Phoenix. They had kept... All he was trying to do was help people. And they kept pushing him, attacking him, downgrading him, doing everything they could to destroy him. And he snapped. When you have that kind of power, it's easy to snap. Jean Grey snapped, destroyed an entire solar system, and then went on to almost destroy the entire galaxy. Everybody across the board goes, yeah, that's not her fault. She was possessed by the Phoenix. You can't blame her for that. Cyclops kills one man. Oh, that's entirely his fault. He gets no forgiveness from him. Never mind everyone pushing him to it. Everyone attacking him constantly. The double standard between how they treated Jean Grey and how they treated Cyclops is insane. Insane, I tell you. It's enough to make me lose my mind. I'm just like, oh my lanta. But... So then Hope gets it. She brings the mutant population back. And then they get rid of the Phoenix Force. Boy, it just... The way that the writers went out of their way to demonize the X-Men and build up the Avengers. So much so that there's a bunch of crossover books, right? But there was a companion series called AVX Versus. And each issue, there'd be an X-Men versus a member of the Avengers. And the way some of these battles went... Colossus fought Spider-Man. Colossus was kicking Spider-Man's ass, and then Spider-Man decides to leave to go help someone else. And they declared it a draw or declared Spider-Man the winner, I forget. But Spider-Man got his ass beat the entire issue. The Thing beat Namor underwater. Where Namor is super strong. Namor's super strong above water, but underwater is his element. And the Thing kicked his ass. Captain America took a phone call while fighting Gambit. Gambit charged up Captain America's shirt, blew it up. Captain America got up like it was nothing, and then beat Gambit like that. You fucking kidding me? But even that is not as insane as they had Iron Man beat Magneto. They weren't even trying to be unbiased. They just like Avengers just made $1 billion in the box office. We're putting all our money behind the Avengers. We don't own X-Men. Let's tear the X-Men down. Which is literally all that series was. And yet, I still think the X-Men came off as the good guys. It made me go from loving the Avengers and loving the X-Men to hating the Avengers and loving the X-Men. Don't even get me started on the next major crossover, X-Men versus Inhumans. I don't understand how anyone could side against the X-Men on these issues. It's so one-sided. But... it is a good series. You could probably find it in giant trade paperbacks. I have all the individual issues myself because, I do it like that. But you probably find trades of it, and it's worth reading. And while you're stuck in... And I think Avengers vs. X Men is one of the free comics they're giving away on Marvel Unlimited on their app. They're giving away a bunch of free comics to read during Free Comic Day. During the hell that we're in. And so because of that... they're letting you read things since we were all in quarantine. They're letting people read things. And I think that's one of them. You should read it. You should check it out. Because even though it is very much biased and bullshit, it's still a good read. It was well written. And it was fun. And yes, the X-Men technically lost and fucked the Avengers. But still, it was a good read. And it definitely added to all the stories. And it pushed things forward for quite a while in the Marvel Universe. So you should check it out. But till next time, I'm Jonathan. Give us legends.